One. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Glad you're here. We are here on a beautiful spring morning, and grateful to all of you for being a part of the in-person and live stream audience. And we're going to enjoy some incredible music. We're welcoming back the other part of the Sweet Goodbyes, Lisa Harmon. And so is this a standing one? What's that? Oh yeah, let's stand. You can stand too, live stream people, wherever you are.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now, it is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now, it is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. Turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. Shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now, it is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. Great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
Beautiful voices this morning. Take a minute to greet some of those neighbors out there and say hello to us out in the social media world.
Greetings, greetings. Yes. Turn my mic off. Oh. Oh. Okay.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 My soul is welcome here.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome. Yes, your soul is welcome here. My name is Philip Flores. I'm a licensed practitioner here at CSL Bellingham, so please join me for this opening invocation. What a glorious, beautiful morning. Wonderful gathering of gifted, loving souls here at CSL Bellingham. And knowing this, I recognize the presence of love, of connection, of wholeness, of spirit, of source, right here, right now, and always. And as I recognize this source, I realize that I lead consciously with my thoughts, my words, and my actions. So welcome to this glorious morning. I open up my heart and my energy for Dr. Reverend Andrea Asebedo's talk this morning, and I know that all is well. And so it is.
We are going to move into some musical meditation together on this next song. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. Let's sing that again. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. My heart is open, I am awake. There is knowing of love, love, love. My heart is open, I am awake. There is knowing of love, love, love. Oh, let center of me. Oh, let me feel inner peace from the center of me. Oh, let me feel inner peace from the center of me. My heart is open. My heart is open, I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love, love. My heart is open, I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love. My heart is open. My heart is open, I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love, love. Oh, let me feel inner peace from the center of me. Well, this one has a fun chorus for y'all to sing along. Blessed river, polishing stones, she is polishing our hearts. We are claiming our thrones to sit side by side, our awakened homes. Love is always watching. Love is always watching. And we're gonna sing, and we're gonna sing. Sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Yeah, we're gonna sing. Sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Yeah, we're gonna sing. Sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Sing our prayers for freedom for the world.
Let us in, give the gentle spirit of the land. She is polishing our hearts in ways we do not understand. We walk side by side and offer both our hands. Love is always watching. Love is always watching.
Let's sing it out. And we're gonna sing. Sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Yeah, we're gonna sing. Sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Yeah, we're gonna sing. Sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Sing our prayers for freedom for the world. Brothers, sisters, brave pilgrims of the night, we have followed our hearts, and to truth we have arrived, to sit side by side in divinity's light. Love is always watching. Love is always watching. Yeah, we're gonna sing, and we're gonna sing. Sing, sing our prayer prayers for freedom. Yeah, we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Yeah, we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Sing our prayers for freedom for the world. Yeah, we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Yeah, we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Yeah, we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Sing our prayers for freedom for the world. Let's sing it out. Yeah, we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Yeah, we're gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Gonna sing, sing, sing our prayers for freedom. Sing our prayers for freedom for the world. Sing our prayers. Sing our prayers for freedom for the world. Sing our prayers for freedom for the world.
Fantastic. Thank you, Eric. That was great. Back to the piano, then back to the bass. And an aerobic morning for him. It's good. So welcome again. Our yearly theme this year is grounded in spirit. And that was a deliberate choice on my part because we were just moving from real lockdown into maybe we could possibly even open up. And by then, pretty much all of us were fed up with the whole thing. And we needed to find spiritual ground, so grounded in spirit. And so every month there's been an opportunity to look at different spiritual ideas and practices. And this month has been about contemplation and action, two sides of one coin. And today I chose to speak about conscious leadership. And I was afraid no one would come. Because a lot of us are like, well, I'm not the president of a corporation or whatever. And I thought, so I'm going to start with some definitions. So conscious. So we know what conscious means, but in the study of neuropsychology, what we understand now is that 5% of our use of our mind, not just our brain, but our mind, 5% is the conscious mind. Leaving the other 95% to function in a subconscious manner. So that's a really huge thing to know about. And don't despair, because that 5%, once it's activated, is incredibly powerful and affects the other 95%. So that's what I'm talking about when I say conscious, is we're going to talk about the 5% of the mind and what to do with that. And then leader, what's a leader? Well, for me, leaders are anyone who guides and inspires. So you could be doing that in your family. You could be doing that in a relationship with a beloved other, with your friends, certainly at your work. In fact, most of us, without realizing it, are leaders somewhere. But a lot of times we don't own the role. We don't take it on and kind of step back and don't say and, kind of like, I'm just going to be over here. And you know what? That's not what the world needs right now. I appreciate how that feels. I've certainly had it myself. But what I'm becoming more and more aware of is that we have a conscious leadership gap in darn near every single area of our society. And without people stepping in and stepping up and using the 5%, we're going to have the 95% societally. And what does that look like? Pretty much what it looks like right now. Are you happy with that? No, me either. There's so much more that we could be lifting up and offering. So that's what the talk is about. And it's about you personally rather than globally and societally. because what I've found is the only way to affect global and societal issues is to ground into spirit in ourselves and then move with that and begin to own who we are and the power that we've been gifted to gift the world with, whatever our emphasis is. So I'm sure you've heard the story. It's a very, very famous story, but I'll remind you of the story. And it's the story of 3 stonemasons about 800 years ago. And there was a man traveling through Salisbury in England, and he saw this incredible work thing going on, and there were all these people scurrying about with timbers, and he happened to see these 3 men that were working on stones. And so he was curious, so he stopped and he asked the first man, "What are you doing?" And the man didn't even look up and said, "What do you think I'm doing?" "I'm chipping rock." So the traveler was like, "Okay, I'm just going to move on now." And he came to the second stonemason, and he said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "Oh, well, I've come from the north to, I'm a stonemason, I'm a master stonemason, and I'm making blocks so that I can feed my family, and as soon as I make enough money, I'm going home. I miss them." And he said, "Okay." So he went to then the third stonemason and asked the same question, "Well, what are you doing?" And the third stonemason said, "Oh, let me show you." And he took the traveler and he walked him over to the building site, and there was a huge pit with, all kinds of stuff going on. And he said, "I'm building a cathedral. And the bishop says that it'll never be built in my lifetime. So I'm hoping my son will follow after me and help build this magnificent place where people can come worship the one." Way different between those 3 men. And it's like that for us too. Way different. And so, of course, what made it different was partially the 5% of the mind of the third stonemason, looking at it from, our perspective. He was aware, deeply aware of not only the task, but the vision, right? And there's an old expression that goes like this. A vision without a task is but a dream. A task without a vision is drudgery. A vision and a task is the hope of the world. That's on that cathedral wall. Yeah. So I want to talk to you about, for our own lives, how to be conscious leaders with vision and a clarity of task. And I don't know if I can tell you everything, but I can tell you a few things. So vision has to do with that dreaded word, our purpose. And I don't know about you, but for years and years, there's a lot of talk going around in metaphysical circles about what's your purpose, what's your purpose? And I always, whenever anybody would say that to me, I'd go blank. Did you do that? I mean, I just would kind of freeze up, I don't know what my purpose is, all the while I was doing it. But the word itself kind of, that sounds big and scary, and I don't know, and maybe I'm not doing it. But actually, vision has to do with the power of our imagination and our ability to tune in to what we are drawn to. So it's really not about purpose per se, although after you've done it a while, you could say that. But really, in order not to freeze like me, one of the things to remember about vision is that it's the power of imagination personalized, allowing ourselves to really tune in to what we're drawn to, what we feel a call to, what we love, what we want more of to be expressed from us to the world. So it's very creative. And so vision, because it's creative, is not static. It's always moving itself and opening itself into more and more. And so when we tune in to our vision for our life, we're energized, we're mobilized, we're filled with like this power of loving what we love and wanting to be in that love more frequently. I imagine for Amber and Lisa, part of that is music. I imagine, for you, it'll be different. The thing about vision is that it's super, super easy to just sort of skip that step and just do tasks, just get the work done, And so when we're wanting to be conscious leaders, that step is incredibly important, whether it's a vision for our family, a vision for the work we're doing, a vision for our life in general, our relationships. Vision can take place at all these different levels of expression. And, I like being creative. I don't know about you, but I like being creative. And so I don't mind creating visions for these different areas. But if it sounds too hard, more like a task rather than imagination, one of the things that I encourage people to do is, if you envision that you're at the end of your life and you're looking back over your life, what would you want to see that you had offered or become or loved? What would you want to be known for? Not necessarily famously, but by the people you care about. What would you want? And that is part of your vision. You step right back into the here and now and you go, okay, that's how I want to be known. That's how I want to be remembered. That's how I want to have done my life. That's my vision for now. What does that look like if I started it right now? So the vision drives the doing. But a lot of us, because we skip the step, we just do. And one of the things I saw in the pandemic, as well as every other time, but I'll use that as an example because it's very fresh, is I saw a lot of people doing without the vision, because the vision that they had, that I had, I'll speak for myself, wasn't possible, And so we were sort of like, now what do we do? Well, a lot of people live their whole life without the vision driving the tasks. And so all of us got a taste of that maybe during the pandemic. So what I suggest, if you want to be conscious in your life and in leadership, is take the time on a regular basis to check in with how you want to be before doing. So vision drives the ability to do, and vision along the way is powerfully important, because I don't know if you've noticed, but in every life that I know of, there are always roadblocks, detours, and challenges. Anybody? Yeah. And when we have a vision of how we want it to be, that's kind of like our personal GPS system. And I don't know if you've ever missed the exit that the GPS lady wanted you to go on. And it'll say something like, in a very snotty way, recalibrating, Thanks. I always talk to my GPS, thanks. Well, we have that happen all the time. Things happen. Roadblocks happen, detours happen, challenges happen. All of a sudden you have a diagnosis, or all of a sudden you're not in the work you thought you were going to be doing your whole life, or all of a sudden the person that you thought loved you didn't. There's all kinds, big and small. And our personal GPS system, the vision that we hold for ourselves and how we want to be, not do, be, holds us in place and allows us to recalibrate. It allows us to kind of reassess with that on board. Without it, it's easy to get lost. Very easy. And then what happens, just to remind you, is the 95% kicks in. So when we're not operating from vision, which leads to our intention of how to be, we begin to live our life from habit. which I talk about a lot because it's like one of the killers for the spiritual life, is habit. Not always. I mean, you can develop beautiful habits of meditation, prayer, walking in nature, things like that, but most of our habits really are not particularly helpful. Beyond like, okay, your mom taught you to brush your teeth at least twice a day. Do it. Do it. Do it. And pretty soon, mom's voice is now internalized, and you do it. So there's habits that are good, but there's also habits that are not so great. I imagine if you think into your own life right now, you might have a few of those you can identify. Sometimes it's just, someone was telling, I forget who said this, someone was telling me they stopped doing social media because they would start on their phone at 7 o'clock at night, and all of a sudden it was 10, and all that time had gone by without really being in it, just sort of scrolling and scrolling. Well, we can do that in lots of ways. So what we want is to allow the creative impulse within us, the vision to drive our behaviors. And one of the ways we do that is with the 5%, we begin to build a mental picture of how we want our life to be. Not what we want to do, that'll come later, but how we want to be, how we want our relationships to be, our family to be, our home to be, our work to be. And another thing that stops us sometimes is the little monkey mind voice, sometimes very loud, that says, yeah, dream on, buddy. That's not going to happen because yada, 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 yada. It always has a reason. But in vision, you don't listen. You just hold the idea. Just keep holding the idea of how you want to be in each of these places. And that calls you back. It sets an intention for daily life. So you're called back again and again and again to how you want to be. And even if you hit a roadblock or you fall off the path for a bit or whatever, the intention and the vision bring you back. And in that way, we begin to realize that our entire vision can become a reality, but it happens just like the third stonemason. It happens in very, very small increments so that we don't actually see the finished product as we're following the vision and doing the intention daily. We just keep following the vision and doing the next right thing. That's what one of my friends, Denise Champion, always says. Do the next right thing. Whether it's in your relationship or with your health or with your job, do the next right thing. Figure out what that is. Tune in to your vision with your 5% and move forward. So conscious leaders in the world, you and me and everybody else, are always moving, not only with or without vision, but they're always moving in two different ways of being. Fearful or love. Fear, love. Fear, love. And you can feel it when you start honing in on your vision and your intention. You can start feeling that difference, because sometimes you set an intention for your day, you're moving forward, and something happens, and all of a sudden you are thrown into fear. And as soon as that happens, the 95% is called forward. Why? Because the 95% is governed by a function of our egoic mind that wants us to be safe. The ego's not a bad thing. It wants us to be safe, also wants us to be right. And so when fear shows up, it usually is either because we don't feel safe or we don't feel right. And so the ego goes, oh, I'll handle this. I know how to do this one. And then you do the habitual response to fear, whatever yours is. You know, I get fierce, very quietly fierce. It's like, okay, all right. No, but inside it's like this. Okay, all right, we know what to do with this one. Let's go. And mine is action, but a lot of people, it's not. It's frozen. It's like, okay, we're gonna act like a rabbit. We're just gonna sit here really quietly. And then there's other people who, no, we're gonna act like a deer and run. So you can see that functioning in fear is not particularly conscious. Usually it's from a very closed habitual state. And so, of course, the ideal for conscious leaders is to be in love. You know, the spiritual definition of love, not like romantic, but rather open, curious, willing to explore, to learn. And so when something happens that's, you know, like a roadblock or a detour or a challenge, when we're in love, we're like, oh, well, this is the metaphysical word of the week that I want you to practice. Oh, this is interesting. If you hear a metaphysician saying interesting, you know that they're in a place where they're trying not to go habitual, and so they're opening their mind to think of it in a different way. This is interesting. And that evokes curiosity, right? Whenever something's interesting, you're curious. So you're sort of like, all right, I'm going to just hold this and work with it and kind of learn about it and keep being curious until I figure out how to be with this. So it's, instead of closed energy, it's open. Instead of freezing or fighting or fleeing, it's like, all right, I'm just going to remain kind of vast and grounded in spirit and see what this is about. And then the next right thing will appear from the 5% rather than the 95%. And that's what we want. That's what, as conscious leaders, we want. Is we want to be operating more and more and more from that open, creative mind that isn't habituated. So one last thought, and I don't have an answer for this. I'm really curious about it. But, you know, I've been meditating for a long, long time on a path. And I was thinking as I was preparing my talk, I've never had this thought before. I thought, you know, I wonder if enlightenment is like the 5% becomes 100%. I wonder if something, because a lot of times you hear people describing what enlightenment's like, and it's like everything kind of falls away and you're in bliss, and you're just sort of being, and there's nothing else. Have you heard that? And so all of a sudden I was like, I wonder if that's what happens, is that 95% of habituated stuff is irrelevant, doesn't work, because something else, something larger. I'm going to explore that in my meditation. I invite you to do that too. It's like, oh, that's an interesting thought. So wherever you are in your own trajectory of living, I'm going to do a prayer right now for being intentionally, using the 5%, to be how you want to be and who you want to be, to live the vision so that your cathedral is built. So join me in this. In the power of this moment where we are joined together as one, I turn my attention to something that is present with us all, a felt sense, a larger presence. And I call that presence love and wisdom, a love and wisdom that have no boundaries, that are completely available. And that presence, operating through me, operating through you, is always available personally. And so I turn now to the creativity of mind and know for you, as I know for myself, that there is a tremendous opening in mind, a creative play now established that allows each of us to think beyond the habits we've set in motion into something much larger, into the vision that brought us into this body at this time. And I allow my mind to play in the field of all possibility, in the field of love and wisdom, opening to that which I am and you are to be. Perhaps simple words like love and kind and compassionate and helpful and joyous, and fill in your own. Whatever it is, now moving in us and through us with an intention. That energy, that vision finds ways to move in our lives. And I'm grateful because I know that as I remain open, as you remain open, we are moved with amazing, different ideas and experiences. And life becomes interesting and a place of expression for being, not just tasks and doing. And that changes everything. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that life is alive again. Not drudgery, but rather filled with imagination and creativity and, wow, beingness. And so I accept this prayer operating in me. And if you accept it, you can simply quietly in your mind say, yes, this is what I want too. And then join me in saying together, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So the ushers are going to prepare for the offertory. And while they're doing that, I want to point out that we have our Ask Me desk that is set up in the back. And for those of you who have only joined us since the pandemic, we used to have the Ask Me desk all the time so that you could have questions answered. So feel free to ask Heather and Andrea when they're back there questions you might have about the center or anything else. Right now, let's have some wonderful music with our offering, and thank you for your financial gifts. We deeply appreciate it.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. For love. Thank you for this love, Spirit. Thank you for this love. Thank you for this love, Spirit. Thank you for this love. This healing, this healing, this healing love. This healing, this healing, this healing love. For peace. Thank you for this peace, Spirit. Thank you for this peace. Thank you for this peace, Spirit. Thank you for this peace. This healing, this healing, this healing peace. This healing, this healing, this healing peace. For this day, thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. One more time. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Fabulous as usual. And how about Dr. Andrea's talk today? Our tech team, we want to get a shout out to our tech team for everything they do. And hello and welcome to all our online. We really appreciate you attending the services and other events happening. I'm going to be talking today about, first off, saying my name is Reverend Zena. And I'm here to just share some brief announcements with you. One is the Ask Me Desk, which Dr. Andrea just spoke about. We're kind of looking at this as the hub. So this is a place where after the Sunday service, you can go find out everything you'd want to know about other happenings beyond the Sunday, and there's a lot of them. And we did that so that you wouldn't get bored to death and fall asleep while I told you every wonderful, fabulous thing that's here at the center for you to enjoy. So you can find out about classes, you can find out about volunteer opportunities, and we especially encourage those who are new to the center to please go to the Ask Me desk so that we can get to know you. I'm also launching a class, and it's called Emerging from Grief. And I think Dr. Andrea sort of spoke about that. You know, vision has been sort of subdued. We've been in the state of really not really knowing what was going to happen. And now it's sunny. Who likes that? Anybody? And this is a class that we put together that offers you an opportunity to have a 6-week interaction with other people who are having different varieties and levels of grief, whether it's pandemic-related, relationship-related, self-expression related. I mean, there's so many relations to it. It lasts 6 weeks. It's on Wednesday evenings from June 8th to July 13th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. It will be an integrated in-person and on Zoom. And I'm happy to have our beloved Wanda Maddox joining me in supporting that class and supporting me while we teach. Okay? All right. I'm also really interested in talking to you. Oh, and there's a book. I guess I'm swinging this book around. There is a book. This is the most essential book at truly embracing our lives as we're not only in grief, but just accepting life on life's terms and learning how to use principles and ideas to emerge into new ways of being. It's called The 5 Invitations, Discovering What Death Can Teach Us About Living Fully. And it's from Frank Ostasecki. So I encourage you, if you are going to attend or if you just need a book to read, to ask the Help Me Desk about that book. Okay, live stream sound tech. Philip, give a show of hands. All right. Philip is looking for desiring to do some tech expression with our tech team. He's looking for 3 or 4 people. He really would encourage anyone who has tech skills and those who need a little assistance in learning more about it to join his team. So see Philip after our announcements and close for the day. I'd like to bring Dr. Andrea up for a couple of last-minute announcements, and then we'll be going out and enjoying this beautiful day.
Yeah, thank you, Zena. So fun to have her, I gotta tell you. So, would anyone who is a host or a hostess for the Gourmets for Good season please stand up? Who's here? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you just joining us, we had a magnificent array of 14 different gatherings that are going to be spread out through the summer, where these folks and some that are not represented today volunteered to make a meal, to have people come and enjoy that meal, and the people coming bid for a seat at the table. And last Sunday was our final bidding. It was fast, it was furious, and it was really when Zena kept saying, bid high, she must have gotten through to you because you did bid high. And so we raised, I'm happy to report, $13,290. Wow is right, because the last time we did a Gourmets for Good, which was before the pandemic, we had 22 dinners, not 14, and we raised $16,000. So we did well, everybody, really well. And I bet you're wondering if you got a seat at the table. And so you'll see on this door, one of the many places where the winners are posted. They're not only posted there, but I'm understanding that they're on the kitchen door right behind Dan there. Dan, give a wave. And also, I think they might be outside as well somewhere. So take a look, see if you won. I hope you did. And for those of you who didn't, bummer. And thank you. Thank you for trying. I didn't get some of mine either, so I'm with you there. I also wanted to just tell you, we're not ready to register people, but for those of you who don't know one of my passions, I am a soul collage facilitator. And soul collage is a very specific collaging process that is based on Jungian psychology when I was a therapist, that was kind of my gig. And that kind of expression is very, very beautiful, and it reveals what's happening inside. So if you've been sitting here this whole Sunday going, I don't know what my vision is, you might want to take my soul collage class. That'll be starting, and you'll hear more about it next week. But right now, I think we've done a good job of letting you know most of the stuff. And so why don't we all stand and sing our way out of here.
All I love is all around me. All around me there is love. Like a sea of open water, and the trees that rise above. I know that I am worthy of the gifts that love can bring. All I love is all around me. Love is everything. All I love is all around me. All around me there is love. Lifts me up if I let it, especially when I give it up. There is no limit to its magic, so I raise my voice and say, all I love is all around me. Love is everything. All I love is all around me. All around me there is love. Like a sea of open water, and the trees that rise above. I know that I am worthy of the gifts that love can bring. All I love is all around me. Love is everything.
Love is everything.
Love is everything.
One more time.
Love is everything.
You all have a wonderful week, and we'll see you again soon.